Hello everybody, this is Miss Jacqueline. I hope you're all doing well. Now for today's lesson, we're going to take a whole new subject, which is the compound sentence. Now, what I want from my dear students is to open up your notebooks. Please write every single detail out there, okay? Our new reference will be reference 30, the compound sentence, page 108. Now remember, when you write down the title of the reference, please write down the number of the page as well. This is going to help you a lot to find out where exactly is this reference on your student's book. Okay? Now what I want from my dear students is to prepare your notebook, write every single thing that I'm about to teach you, okay? You're going to see it on the screen. Please make sure that your handwriting is beautiful and organized. I want you all to be organized, okay? Now, before we start this, I already taught you 3 kinds of sentence. Remember? A simple sentence with a compound subject or a compound verb, and a fragment sentence. This is another type of sentence, okay, which is called the compound sentence. Now we're going to find out what a compound sentence is. But before we do that, what does the word compound mean? Tell me. It means two. So whenever you hear the word compound, it means two. 2 sentences, 2 subjects, 2 verbs, okay? Whatever. It means 2 things together, whatever you have, okay? Now, our subject for today. What is a compound sentence? So before we came into compound sentence, we knew what is the meaning of the word compound, right? So what is a compound sentence exactly? A compound sentence is 2 complete sentences joined together correctly. So, whenever you have 2 sentences, 2 completed sentences together, joined in a correct way, you're going to call it a compound sentence, okay? Whenever you put 2 complete sentences together correctly, it will be called a whole new sentence, which will be a compound sentence. So it's literally made of 2 complete sentences, okay? Now, what is the abbreviation for a compound sentence? CD. CD. In capital, of course. Abbreviation means the short term, or we can say the short name of it, okay? Like, what is the symbol of it? To join 2 sentences and make a compound sentence is to use a comma and a conjunction. Now, if I want to put 2 sentences together to make a compound sentence, what should I use? This is very important. I have to use a comma, you see in the yellow, and a conjunction in order to make a compound sentence. So how can I make a compound sentence? Again, I should use a comma and a conjunction to join 2 sentences together. So when I join 2 sentences together, I don't just do it like randomly, okay? I have to put comma and conjunction in it in order to make a compound sentence. You don't do it randomly. You need to use a comma and a conjunction with it in order to make a compound sentence. We use conjunctions to join words or sentences together to make compound subjects, compound verbs, or compound sentences. Now, what do we use conjunctions for? I already taught you this, okay? We have to use it in order to join words or sentences together. For example, if I want to make compound subjects, if I want to put 2 subjects together, I have to use a conjunction in order to do that. Like if I want to put 2 subjects together. If I want to put 2 verbs together, I have to put a conjunction between them. Or if I have two sentences together and I just want to join them together to make a compound sentences, I have to put, of course, a conjunction between them. Okay? And we only have 3 conjunctions here. What are they? And, or, but. And, or, but. Okay? These are the 3 conjunctions. Why do we use a conjunction? In order to join words together or sentences. For example, I want to make a compound subject. I have to put 2 subjects together with a conjunction between it. If I want to make a compound verb, I have to put 2 verbs together with a conjunction between it. If I want to make compound sentences, of course, I have to put 2 sentences together with a conjunction in between, okay? That's how I use conjunction. Now, you must always use a comma with a conjunction when you join 2 sentences together to make a compound sentence. So you're always going to use a comma with a conjunction if you want to join 2 sentences together to make a compound sentence. I already mentioned this. If I want to create a compound sentence, I should join 2 sentences together, but I have to use comma with a conjunction. I have to use these both, okay, together in order to make a compound sentence. This is how I'm going to join 2 sentences together. Not randomly, I have to put them together by using a comma with a conjunction in order to make one compound sentence. The formula for you to follow will always be given at the end of the sentence. The abbreviation of the compound sentence and the conjunction and, or, but to use. So you see here, they're going to give you the abbreviation at the end of the sentence. Okay, the formula, we can say. The abbreviation of the compound sentence and the conjunction. So they will give you the abbreviation in order to change it, okay? And of course, they're going to give you the right conjunction to use with it. Either and, or, but, okay? One of the 3. They're going to give you the abbreviation in order to change the sentence into that abbreviation that it's asking from you. And they're going to give you the right conjunction to do that, to add it to the compound sentence, okay? Remember to place the comma before the conjunction. Now, this is very important. You always have to put the comma before the conjunction. Okay? Always. Keep that in mind. Place, it means you have to put it. The comma before the conjunction. Please keep that in mind. Don't forget that, okay? You have to put comma and the conjunction. You're going to see that in the following sentences, okay? Now I shall give you the examples. Look here. We saw John at the game and we talked to him. Now, these examples will help you a lot to know how do we use comma and a conjunction in a compound sentence. Now look here. How many sentences do I have here? 2. So I have to join these 2 sentences right here together in order to make a compound sentence. Because a compound sentence is obviously made of 2 sentences together. But before I do that, shall I do it randomly? Shall I put 2 sentences together in a random way? No. We saw John at the game. This is the first sentence. I have to put comma after the first one. And then we have a conjunction. And. So comma before the conjunction. Please keep that in mind. We talked to him. Then you're going to complete the rest of the sentence, okay? Comma before conjunction. So we're going to put comma after the first part of the sentence, or we can say the first sentence and the compound sentence, okay? Like this is the first sentence, right? I'm gonna put comma after it. And I'm gonna put a conjunction, the right conjunction. Then I'm gonna continue with the rest of the sentence. This is how I create a compound sentence out of two sentences together by using a comma and a conjunction. I must study for my test, or I might fail. Now look, two sentences right here. I might study for my test. I might fail. So I'm going to use comma first of all after the first sentence, and then I'm going to use the right conjunction. Then after that, I'm going to continue with the rest of the sentence. So it's going to be, I must study for my test or I might fail. This is a full compound sentence. The puppy cried at the door, but no one heard it. You see here, two sentences. I'm going to join them together by using a comma and a conjunction, the right conjunction, in order to create a compound sentence. Now I'm going to put comma first of all. First of all, you have to put a comma after the first sentence. Then after the comma, you have to put the right conjunction, and then you're going to continue with the rest of the sentence. The puppy cried at the door, but no one heard it. Or we can say heard it, sorry. Okay, but no one heard it. Compound sentences should be closely related in thought. So when I have two sentences together, they should be related in thought. Like they should have the same idea. Or we can say they should be talking about the same idea, okay? Because a compound sentences should be closely related. Okay? I have to have a compound sentence made of two sentences closely to each other in thought. This is very important, okay? These two sentences that are used in a compound sentence should be closely related in thought. They should have the same idea, okay? Now look here, I'm going to give you an example for that. We saw deer tracks in the woods and we followed them. So here, this is a full compound sentence. We have two sentences joined together by comma and a conjunction. And both of these sentences are related, like they both share the same thought, okay? They both express only one thought. So this is correct. This is a correct compound sentence. But what about this one? We saw deer tracks in the woods and my sister went shopping at the mall. So is that even close? Like, are these two sentences close to each other? Do they have the same idea, the same thought? Of course not. We saw deer tracks in the woods. What does that have to do with my sister went shopping at the mall? So it makes no sense. So this is definitely incorrect. You see here, these two sentences that are joined together by a conjunction and a comma should be related in thought. They should have the same idea, okay? They should express one complete thought. So this is what I'm talking about, that a compound sentence should be closely related in thought. Both of the sentence and a compound sentence should be related to each other in the idea, okay? All right, after I finished everything about reference 30, the compound sentence, now we have solving practice sheet. But before we do that, in God's willing, for the upcoming lesson, I'm going to explain for you guys reference 31, which will be ways to correct the compound sentences. Reference 31 is related to reference 30, but in a different way. You're going to have compound sentences that are wrong, or we can say incorrect, and I'm going to show you guys some ways to correct them. Okay? Like ways to do the correction. Just to let you know, okay? That will be our next lesson. In God's willing, of course. Okay? Now back to our subject, solving practice sheet. Now, I gave you last week a practice sheet about the very first lesson that we took in grammar, which was all about kinds of sentences, like I mentioned before, a simple sentence with a compound subject or a compound verb, and a fragment sentence. That was all about that, okay? So please open up that practice sheet, and if you have any mistake, correct it, because I'm going to solve it right here, right now, okay? Be with me. Again, correct any mistakes. Question 1. Identify each kind of sentence by writing the abbreviation in the blank. So you're going to tell me what kind of sentence are they, okay? Each one of these sentences by writing the abbreviation next to it. Is it a simple sentence, fragment sentence, simple sentence with compound subject, or simple sentence with compound verb? Now be with me. Again, if you have any mistake, please correct it. The teacher gave Sally and Amy several extra problems. Of course, you have two subjects together, so this will be SCS. Simple sentence with a compound subject, because you have two subjects together that make a compound subject. Flew above the building. This is a fragment sentence. Why? Because it's not completed. You have a missing part out there. The lion is the king of the jungle. This is a normal type of sentence, but it expresses a complete thought. So I'm going to call it a simple sentence, okay? The letter S. The kids ran and played at the recess. Now, here I have two verbs joined together. When I have two verbs together, I'm going to call it a compound verb. So this will be a simple sentence with a compound verb. Mom's new car. So what about it? It's not a complete thought, okay? So it will be fragment sentence. The trash was dumped and scattered. Now, here I have two verbs together, of course. So it's going to make a compound verb, which I'm going to call it simple sentence with a compound verb. That policeman is blowing his whistle. This is a simple sentence because it expresses a complete thought. But I don't have any compound parts out there. So it's just a normal simple sentence. The boys and girls from 3rd grade make rockets for science. So I have boys and girls, two subjects together that make a compound subject. So of course, this will be simple sentence with a compound subject. SCS. Question 2. What is a simple sentence? Then write down one sentence as an example for the simple sentence. So of course, what is a simple sentence? You're going to give me the definition. And the answer is in yellow. Keep that in mind. A simple sentence is one complete sentence. This is the simple, short definition of a simple sentence, okay? And I already gave it to you guys during the explanation of lesson 1 of grammar, of course. Give me an example for that, for the simple sentence. She is washing the dishes. This is a very good example for the simple sentence. You can create from your own. You can give me your own sentence, okay? But make sure it's correct. Question 3. What are the 3 types of sentences? Write them down in the blanks below. So again, like I mentioned over and over, what are the 3 types of sentences? Simple sentence, simple sentence with a compound subject or a compound verb, and you have fragment sentence. These are the only three types. And now we took the fourth one, which is the compound sentence, okay? Question 4. Add the missing part that is underlined to make each fragment sentence into a complete sentence. So what are you going to do here? You're going to make these fragment sentences a complete sentences. How? By adding the missing part, okay, that you have right here. Talked for an hour to her friend. So this is a fragment sentence. It's missing something. It's missing a subject part. I have to add it because that's what it's asking from me. So it's going to be like this. Look at the yellow. Miriam, I just brought a random subject, okay? You can do that as well. So Miriam is the answer. I'm going to add the subject part to this sentence in order to make it a complete sentence. I'm going to say, Miriam talked for an hour to her friend. You see? The cute little puppy. I'm going to add predicate part, or we can say the verb part. The cute little puppy ran away. You see, I added predicate part, which is verb and adverb. The hungry kids a pizza. Now, both subject and a predicate part, okay? So subject and predicate part. These are the two missing parts. I have to add them to this sentence in order to make it a full, complete sentence. My mom gave. So my mom here, mom is the subject. Gave is the predicate. You see, by adding these two right here, I made a complete sentence. My mom gave the hungry kids a pizza. Mom is the subject. Gave is the verb. Question 5. Put a slash to separate each run-on sentence below, then correct the run-on sentences by rewriting them as the labels that are at the end of each sentence. So I'm going to correct the run-on sentence for you guys, okay? First of all, what are we going to do? We're going to put a slash to separate the two sentences from each other. The happy girl skipped down the road. She also hopped down the road. So I'm going to change it after I put a slash, of course. I'm going to change it to what is required from me. SCV, simple sentence with a compound verb. So I have to put the two verbs together, skipped and hopped. I will say the happy girl skipped and hopped down the road. Skipped and hopped down the road. You see here? Next one. The girl skipped down the road. The boy skipped down the road. Here I'm going to change it to simple sentence with a compound subject. So I have to put the two subjects together, the boy and the girl, okay? So I'm going to say the boy and the girl, two subjects together, skipped down the road. You see here? If it's asking from me compound verb, I have to put two verbs together. If it's asking from me compound subject, two subjects together. And of course, you have to start your correct sentence, or we can say your simple compound sentence with capital letter and an end mark. Keep that in mind. She went shopping. She got a drink after shopping. I'm going to change it into two simple sentences because that's what it's asking from me, obviously. After I put a slash to separate the two, I'm going to say, she went shopping, end mark. She got a drink after shopping, end mark. I have to start my simple sentence with capital letter and I'm going to end it with an end mark. That's how I'm going to create two simple sentences. My friend watches TV every night. I watch TV every night. So here I'm going to change it to simple sentence with compound subject. I'm going to say my friend and I. Friend and I. Two subjects together. because that's what it's asking for me. And I'm going to continue with the rest of the sentence. Watch TV every night. My friend and I watch TV every night. I'm going to start it with a capital letter and I'm going to end it with an end mark. Chris played the guitar. Chris sang the national anthem. I'm going to change it to simple sentence with a compound verb. Of course, I'm going to put a slash to separate the two. That's the first step. And then I'm going to change to what it's asking for me, which is two verbs together. Played and sang. So I'm going to say Chris played the guitar and sang the national anthem. Chris played the guitar and sang the national anthem. You see? Played and sang. That's how you should do it, okay? Follow up the steps very carefully. That's it for today's lesson. I hope you enjoyed it. Please study hard, stay safe, and I wish you guys the best of luck. Bye-bye.